Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com. In this video, we're going to be looking at a fantastic watch from Nomos, a great everyday option with the Nomos Club Campus, with this version coming in at 38.5 millimeters. So in this video, we'll do a deep dive review of this timepiece. In the description will be relevant links to where to purchase this watch on TeddyBaldassarre.com, as well as some further information on the product page. Also, at the end, going to go over things to consider. Who is this watch for? Who is it maybe not for? But guys, let's jump into the video. Take a closer look at this watch. First, looking at a rundown of the specs, we have a case size of 38.5 millimeters, case height of 8.5 millimeters, lug to lug of 48.6 millimeters, lug width of 20 millimeters, water resistance of 100 meters, crystal is sapphire, movement is Nomos' alpha manual caliber, and price for this particular version is $1,650. TeddyBaldassarre.com, full authorized dealer of Nomos watches, full factory warranty, so if something goes wrong, you don't have to pay the bill for it, dedicated customer service, and then in addition, 9 out of every $10 that we generate from our store goes right back into the content that we're creating. Between its sleek lines, modern focused designs, and exceptional value proposition presented in its watches, German watchmaker Nomos Glashütte has often been a fan favorite among younger collectors. Understanding this well, Nomos in 2017 unveiled a special collection geared particularly towards a younger, entry-level consumer with their Club Campus series, providing a versatile wearing experience, nice up-spec, and a sporty appearance that does have some youthful undertones in its design. But despite going for a watch of this category, Nomos then came out at the other end of it, producing a watch that has mass market appeal for the brand and being a great entry-level point to this amazing manufacturer. Now, taking a closer look at this watch in the area of wearability, we have a 38.5 millimeter steel case and a lug-to-lug distance of 48.5 millimeters and a case height of a quite slim 8.5 millimeters. Now, these proportions come together to present a size that is very familiar in terms of contrasting the case diameter with the lug-to-lug distance. So Nomos is very much known for that silhouette design that has lugs that extend out quite a bit. In the case of their more sporty pieces like this one, I think they definitely work in their favor more than they do on their dress pieces, making this one extend out, wearing closer to that of a 39 to 40 millimeter case with the help of that larger lug-to-lug distance. Now, the Club series does come in a variety of different case options, but I think this 38.5 millimeter one is going to be appealing to the most wrists out there, working on wrists on the smaller end as well as going up to the larger end of things. But for an everyday style wear, this one is definitely going to land in a sweet spot for many people out there. In addition, that 8.5 millimeter case, which is going to be helped by the alpha manual movement within, which we'll talk about later on, is going to really allow this one to wear remarkably thin compared to a lot of other watches, especially obtaining 100 meters of water resistance for this one packed here. The case throughout is finished using an expert polish finishing, and for its somewhat delicate appearance, it's actually quite a sturdy watch. Among its features adding to its durability, the watch features a hardened sapphire crystal over its dial, 100 meters of water resistance again, and a simple screw-down solid case back for this particular version. Each of these features culminating to present a watch appropriate for almost all situations outside of the most extreme, say, water activities. As for the case's other details, it is going to have a 20 millimeter lug width, which is going to offer quite a bit of versatility in terms of easily changing out different straps. In addition, the lugs connect to a perfectly rounded primary aspect of the case, itself further accentuated by a rounded bezel and accompanied on the right side by a sturdy sign push-pull crown. The crown has two positions, the first used to wind the watch and the second position to adjust the time while stopping the second hand in the process, so hacking seconds here. Moving now beneath the sapphire crystal protecting the model from scratches and bumps, we come to Nomos' now classic Club Collection dial configuration. Now, this particular Club Campus 38, the reference 735, features a slightly textured silver-plated dial coming in a galvanized surface, hosting a mix of different colors with a splash of orange, light blue, as well as some darker gray variants across the dial surface. Along the outer edge of the dial, a simple black minute track providing a simple outline to the rest of the look, with slim markers used for each of the passing minutes and shrunken Arabic numerals ranging from 5 to 60 to break up that minute track. Taking a step closer to the center of the dial, we next approach the Club Campus Collection's signature hour markers with a mix of Arabic, rectangular, and Roman indices at most positions, and each filled with a bright blue lume within. The hour markers are broken up towards the bottom of the dial, where the indented sub-register for the running seconds is going to be displayed. The sub-dial features once more a black ring punctuated decorated with shrunken Arabic numerals, while an orange-colored simple pointer is used to count each passing second. In parallel to the subdial, Nomos' logo sits towards the 12 o'clock position, while steadily passing over it are two rhodium-plated and lume-filled hands used to count the hours and the minutes. To speak to the lume on this piece, it's actually quite good within the printed markers as well as the handset, and overall you're getting a very legible, minimalist, while also a splash of fun within this dial here. Now, flipping this watch over, we do have a closed screw-down case back that is going to protect the Nomos Alpha manual caliber within. Now, in this range of $1,000 to $5,000, the world of watches is very competitive, let's just say that. And where Nomos, I believe, starts to get one up on the competition and really separate themselves as a leader in this price range is in the area of their movements. Now, the version that we have here with this Nomos Alpha manual caliber is their basic entry-level movement, and despite being hidden from view, is one of the best finished movements that you're going to find for the money. Now, this movement is going to be inspired by the architecture of the Pazoo 7001, which is a very beautiful manual wound movement, but given the lack of availability of these third-party movements, Nomos has opted to actually create their own in-house caliber with this movement. So depending on where you see the semantics of in-house, you can go ahead and classify it. Regardless though, a fantastic movement. Also getting the added benefit of hacking seconds with this particular version and the manual movement within, which with a sports watch of this nature might not be the go-to, but you're also making up for it with the thickness of this piece being very slim, and a lot of that could be thanks to the thin movement within here. Now, in regards to whether or not the $300 premium for the Sapphire caseback is worth it, really comes down to you. It is a very excellent movement for the price. I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find one that's going to look better for the money. However, saving $300 is saving $300 at the end of the day, and just know that on the inside of here, you have a very reliable movement at that. So this one's going to be operating at a 21,600 vibrations per hour or 3 Hz beat rate. It is going to feature hacking plus hand winding, so hacking stopping that second hand when you pull out the crown to the farthest position, and it's also going to be accompanied by a 43-hour power reserve. All right, so now to unpack looking at this Club Campus model. So let's just speak to the obvious first. Nomos' designs are not going to be for everyone. And if you're looking at their dress pieces, which I think are undoubtedly some of the best value that you're going to find in this $2,000 price range, it's even more of the case just given the dress watches falling out of favor. But in the case of the Club Campus, this meets a very happy medium of providing some fun, maybe more eccentric dial design that are very synonymous with Nomos, while providing it in a package that is going to be a great option for everyday wear with its specs of sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance, and nice wearable dimensions, even considering that long lug-to-lug distance with this particular case variant. So in other words, immediately when looking at this dial, you're going to know whether or not this watch is for you or not. Design is going to be the number one thing drawing you in or pushing you away. But once you get past that fact and maybe determine whether or not this watch is for you and say this design language speaks to you very much, then looking on the surface of what you're getting for this piece, you have perhaps one of the best value propositions in this everyday category. $1,650, well-finished, movement within. Yes, it's a manual caliber, which isn't going to be for everybody, but it does have the added benefit of being remarkably thin. Given also the 20mm lug width, you're going to have a variety of different strap pairings. And given this one is leaning towards the everyday casual style, this one will look great on a leather strap, which this one is coming on this beautiful suede, as well as, say, a NATO strap, for example, just given the versatility in this regard. But in summary, Nomos' attempts in creating a watch for, say, a younger consumer, I think extended far beyond that and just providing one of the best everyday style options that you can find from this great German brand. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Really do appreciate that. Also, if you're in the market for this watch, link in the description to teddybaldassarre.com, full authorized dealer of all the brands that we carry, quick and fast fulfillment, also a full factory warranty for all the products that we carry. So if something goes wrong, you're not having to pay the bill for it because that can get pretty expensive. And also 9 out of every $10 that we generate from our store goes right back in the content that we're creating. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.